Hi Flosstube, I'm Kayla, the Hufflepuff Stitcher, and welcome to my channel. I'm joined today by Luna, who is taking a nap on my lap at the moment, and Zelda, whose head you probably just saw peek up in the corner there. She is trying to play. She's in a very playful mood at the moment. So I'm going to apologize ahead of time for any table shaking that she causes. I wanted to start today off with a huge thank you for the shout out to Holly, who is Stitchy Pros here on Flosstube. She is finally back doing videos again, and I am super excited. She and I seem to have a pretty similar taste, I guess, when it comes to cross-stitching, so I can't wait to see more updates. So, Holly, if you're watching, keep them coming. Don't take another 8-month break. I want more. So for today, what I have are some whips. I've got my plans for this coming week, a Flosstube Stanley update, and I've also got some bags from my sister, and then our weekly giveaway. So jumping right in, this past week in the School of Magical Stitches and Literature, we got to start on our Triwizard Tournament tasks, I guess you could say. So we got to work on the first task, which was to fight the dragon. And this one was kind of a creative task where you could stitch whatever you wanted as long as you could find a way and like come up with a story for how that would help you get past the dragon. So what I chose to work on this past week was my Pumpkinville Sal. I'm still in the May block. I have not yet finished it. But I will insert a picture here of where it was last time. And this is how far I got. So this, well, it's not even this month anymore. Last month, so May, is the little gardening store here. And what I said for my story for how this is going to help me get past the dragon to get the golden egg was that everybody knows dragons have very severe spring allergies. So all of this pollen here created by the flowers is going to give the dragon watery eyes, and he can't see me if he has watery eyes. I like it. I'm going with it. So that is what I did for my 1,000 stitches this past week. I also used this for the Stitchy quest to destroy the One Ring group. This past week was about the songs that are in the book, in the story. So it was whether or not you like all the singing that they do, and then you got to roll a dice, which is really fun. So you start out by doing 200 stitches, no matter what, and then you had to roll a dice. And based on whether you chose the yes, I like the songs option or the no, I don't like the songs option, it would tell you what the number roll would be. So for the option I went with, I said, yes, I like the songs because I wanted a higher chance of doing more stitches, because I was doing 1,000 stitches for this anyways for magical stitches, so might as well see how many I can do in that group as well. Double dip. So I started out, did my 200 stitches, and then I rolled the dice, and I got, I think it was a 4, which meant I had to do another 200 stitches. So I did another 200 stitches, and then I rolled the dice again, and I happened to get a 2, which meant you were done stitching. You didn't have to stitch anymore. Now, if I had rolled, I believe it was a 3, 4, 5, or 6, that would mean another 200 stitches. And you just kind of keep going until whenever you get a 1 or a 2, which marks the end of how much you have to do. I thought that was kind of neat. It almost makes the stitching like a physical game, like you roll a dice to see what you do. It was pretty neat. So I got both of those tasks completed, so both Magical Stitches and Stitchy Quest. Once I finished my 1,000 stitches there for the School of Magical Stitches and Literature, I moved on to a new start. This one is Liberty's Light by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. Let's see if I can get it out here. I had the bag already opened and then I closed it, not realizing it was already open. I'll hold it way back here because I didn't print off a cover photo. I just printed off the pattern. So this is what it will look like when it is completed. There's no point in inserting a previous picture because I hadn't started it yet. So this is how far I got. So for this, I completed one of the yearly extra credit tasks in the School of Magical Stitches and Literature. This one was for Harry and Neville being born in the 7th month, which is July. Fun fact, I'm also born in July. My birthday is July 2nd, less than a month. So with the 4th of July being in the 7th month, that was how I connected it. And then I also did another, I don't know how many stitches, I wasn't counting, but I did the extra credit task of stitching while watching the movie. So my husband and I had a movie night last night, and we finally got around to watching the 4th movie, which I always forget just how inaccurate it is. They could have done so much better on that. Maybe that's just me, though, being a book purist. But I did get some of her done. And that was my stitching for this past week, which not too bad considering I was out of town for at least part of it. We went up north. Moving on to this week. So this week in the School of Magical Stitches and Literature, we are working on the second task in the Triwizard Tournament, which is where the champions have to go to the bottom of the Black Lake and rescue their most prized possession, which are people. The way it is in the group, though, the house elves decided that everybody needed to rescue whatever their favorite thing is. So what we need to do is do 1,000 stitches on our favorite whip. I can't really say that I have necessarily a favorite. The most I can say is I've got one specific one that's calling to me at this moment. So I can't say which one is my favorite out of all of my projects. I'm just going with the one that is my favorite at this moment. And at this moment, that happens to be my Pumpkinville Sal, because I want to get it done, or at least not be behind. So I'm going to do 1,000 stitches. I've got the May block here that I want to finish, and 1,000 stitches should easily get me a finish on that. And then get a start here in the June block as well, which means I will no longer be behind. I love not being behind. Once I am done with that, I will be working on just some extra credit tasks. I don't know which ones yet because I want to see which one calls to me. But either way, this will be completed first. As far as the Stitchy Quest group, at the time of filming, I do not yet know what the weekly task is going to be. So I guess I'll let you know next week once I find out. Sorry, I kind of misspoke. The second task is not necessarily 1,000 stitches. It's you get a point for every 100 that you do for a maximum of 10 points or 1,000 stitches. You're fine, Zelda. So that's the option I'm going with, is the 1,000. I've just got that in my mind already that I'm aiming for it. I'm going to do it. So moving on to the Flosstube Stanley update, I will insert some pictures here. He got to visit with Daphne, who is Mama Metzger here on Flosstube and on Instagram. And he got to go visit John Wayne's 26 Bar Ranch. And he also got to visit South Fork, which has a fascinating history. It's where the outlaws out west used to hide. That's like a cowboys and Indians, every little kid's like Western dream is, you know, thinking about those outlaws and what they're doing. And she talks about this in her latest video, so definitely go check her out. She's got way more information. But there's two towns that have sprung up like next to each other. One is Springerville and the other is Eager. And Springerville is where the outlaws lived. So they were like that half of the town. They kind of made their own little thing. And then Eager is where the non-outlaws were. So it's the way she makes it sound is that it's the size of like a singular town, but it's split in half and has two very distinct sides because one was founded as outlaws and the other was founded as just your normal folk. That is absolutely amazing. My students are going to be so excited to hear that. It's going to blow their little minds because we don't have stuff like that here in Michigan. This week we have off from tutoring because it is the last week of school, so we're giving them a break. But next week is when I will see them and get to show them the new pictures and tell them the new story, and it's so much fun. I love it. And in case you didn't know, Flosstube Stanley is a flat Stanley based on the book Flat Stanley by Jeff Brown that is being sent around the cross-stitch community so that we can learn cool things like that from all over. Many of my students have not traveled much outside of Michigan, so it's really cool to widen the world for them. And moving on to bags. See, I've got my notes. This is why I keep my notes, guys. Otherwise, I would be lost. So it needs to be up here, baby. She keeps dropping the ball at my feet. I'm not going to bend down and pick them up right now. So, my sister is the LemurSeamer not here on Flosstube, but on Instagram. She is the LemurSeamer. And she has started making some project bags so that she can earn some money before her new baby comes in August. She has got her shower coming up this weekend? Next weekend. I think it's next weekend. I better figure that out. It's on my calendar though. So either way, at some point she's got her shower coming up. But she still has some bags here that have not yet been sold, so they are still up for grabs. The first one is this one right here. All of these bags are big enough to fit a full-size sheet of paper in along with an 8x8 Q-snap. I probably wouldn't put anything bigger than that in here, but either way, perfectly sized. They're also tall orientation instead of the traditional side-to-side. So this one here you can see, bright pink background, got the little white zipper up here, and it is yoga. Perfect time of year, at least in the northern hemisphere here, to just go outside and do some yoga. If you're flexible. I am not flexible, so I pretty much just sit there and pretend I'm good at yoga. Because I'm not. She has also got this bag right here. This one she hand quilted. So we have got, you know, a heart in the background, and if you look close, it's actually embroidered in here. It says love. So this one has got a black zipper, and then just this lovely love print on the back. Coordinates very nicely with the heart in the front. And then finally, we have also got this one right here. I think this one's probably my favorite. I love the colors. So this is another quilted one that she has done. Again, big enough to fit a piece of paper in, 8x8 Q-snap. Bright yellow zipper because on the back side, rainbow-tacular. So this is Pride Month. If you would like to be prideful, show your pride, show your support, or if you just plain old love the bright colors, perfect bag. These will all be on my Instagram. Otherwise, if you don't have Instagram, it kind of occurred to me that obviously not everybody has Instagram. Just shoot me an email at the email listed below, and I can get you the nitty-gritty details that way as well. Just because I don't know, I feel like putting it only on Instagram almost seems like I'm excluding some people unintentionally, and that's not my intention. So if you see one you like, just shoot me an email if you don't have Insta. We're good to go. And then finally, our giveaways. So I do still have this one, which was not claimed, so we did a redraw for this. So I'll insert my picture here, and congratulations to Country Stitcher. You have won this pattern. Country Stitcher does have her own Flosstube channel, so go check it out. She's also in the School of Magical Stitches and Literature, and I love seeing what everyone has done. So, Country Stitcher, get a hold of me either through the email listed below, shoot me a message on Instagram, something, and I'll get this out in the mail for you. Now, last week's giveaway, I was giving away snowbells. This is a pass the stash because I have finished this pattern. This one was pattern only because obviously I already did it, so I used the supplies that it came with. But it's pretty easy. It's just DMC floss. You can find perforated paper at like Hobby Lobby, and then some beads. So I'll insert my picture here. And congratulations to Christy, who is stitching mom of 2 monsters here on Flosstube. You have won this chart. So get a hold of me. Actually, I think I've already got your email. So I'll shoot you an email and get your information that way. Also, this is perfect because she's in Australia and Southern Hemisphere. You guys are getting into winter now. Perfect time of year. And this week's giveaway. So this week, what I have got for you is Lavender and Lace. This one is Second Angel of Freedom. This one is not necessarily my style, but it's one that I found at a secondhand store. Appears to still be stapled closed, so I'm assuming it's unopened. If you are interested in winning this chart, what I need you to do is please be a subscriber. Please be over 18, and then do not use the word giveaway in your answer because we want a cross-stitcher to win this and not somebody who's just searching for the word giveaway. So, what I would like for you to answer this week in honor of the Magical Stitches task, what is your favorite whip? I'm curious, and I'm in the mood to be enabled. I feel like shopping. I don't need to shop, but I feel like it. So, enable me, guys. What is your favorite whip? And that's all I've got for you. So, until I see you next time, keep it magical. Bye.